Hey guys, it's Q here with Holden Modify, and yeah, this is not an Amiga, it's not an old retro computer, this is a Panasonic DP-UB9000. It's a 4K Blu-ray player from Panasonic. It's their top dog bad boy player, and it cost a couple bucks for sure. It's a replacement for my 820 I had, which is kind of their cheaper model. It's plastic and it's built to a cost, but it does a good job. And I bought this because my player, my old 820, was about 6 years old and was having issues playing discs. And I would look at the discs and I'd clean them, and I was just having consistent problems where it would fail. So I would pop this disc into this new player and I would have the same exact problem at the same spot. And I couldn't understand what was going on. And yes, my discs are terrible. Look at the disc here. The condition of the disc is dreadful. 4K discs use a much more narrow band with the laser, so they are really, really sensitive to playback issues. And it turns out that these come from the factory without grease on the rails. The worm gear and the drive rails aren't really greased properly. So I figured, okay, let's open it up and see if mine are not properly lubricated. So if you want to stick around, that's what we're going to do. And here she is. Oh, she's beautiful. You pay a lot of money for this, and this is why. Just look at this thing. It is built like a tank. I mean, look at the layout of this board, those capacitors. They are juicy capacitors. Dr. Chris would love these things. I mean, I'm not an electrician guy. I don't know tech stuff, but man, this looks impressive to me. And this is what you're paying for with this thing. And there's the lid. The lid weighs about 10,000 pounds, so that's where a lot of the weight comes from. But yeah, the unit itself, it's just built super, super strong. The neat thing is, this uses the same transport mechanism there for the disc that the other 820 model uses. So even though this is built like this, all out here, where the disc is actually in there, where it plays, it's the same hardware. At least that's what I've been told. It's the same mechanism, but it's a lot more dampened and, made to play and operate in a much more, I don't know, audiophile, stout way, I guess is the best way to say it. So let me go ahead and get that cover off and let's look at those rails. Oh, and this cover here, by the way, it has 3 screws. There's the cover up here. It has 3 screws that hold it in, really simple. Then right here, there's a tab, and you need to use a little flathead screwdriver, bend it and hold it. And then while you're holding it, bend the other one up on the other side there, and also, hold it and let it flex. And then slowly lift and slowly pull out. It'll move to the right, and it'll all lift out. It's a little fiddly where it touches the drive tray there, but just be careful, do it slow, it'll pop out. It seems really spooky and scary, but it will come out. And here we are. There's the worm gear, tray's open, and now let's see, let's get it to focus here. Yeah, there's not a lot of grease on there. There is some grease. It's not greaseless. You can see a blob there, but it's not really evenly distributed along the worm gear. Not ideal. It looks like it was just gooped on pretty quickly there. You can see there. I mean, you guys can have your own opinion. I'm not an expert on this, but that doesn't seem great to me. And I don't know, it looks like it could use some more grease. What do you guys think? I think it could use some more grease. Why not? And up here, more importantly, the rails, there's no grease, nothing. There's absolutely no grease on these rails. And if you guys have watched my videos where I work on old floppy drives, you need to grease these rails. This thing has to slide on there nice and easy. And if it can't slide smoothly along that rail, this is going to cause all kinds of problems. That laser right there, it'll freak out, especially with Blu-rays, the 4K Blu-rays. They are so sensitive to this stuff. It's ridiculous how sensitive they are. So this needs to be lubricated. In fact, let me go ahead and try and slide this here. Yeah, the motion is, it's okay. It's tracking. It feels, I don't want to use the word sticky, but it doesn't feel great. It's not a nice, smooth, linear slide. And yeah, I mean, my movies aren't in the great I mean, listen, my movie is so bad that I don't think greasing this is going to help. In fact, here's the disc again. I mean, it's terrible. Look at that thing. It's a mess. So it looks like I used sandpaper. But this may help the player try and play it back. That's my hope. Okay, so I got those rails lubricated, got the grease. I will say that putting this cover back on, you definitely want to close the disc tray. Having the disc tray closed makes it a lot easier to get that cover back on. That top cover is really, really fiddly. And if you just close that little tray there, you're going to save yourself a lot of grief trying to get that top cover back on and get those 3 screws and the 2 snaps re-secured. All right, so playing back the troubled spots with my amazing quality disc that I'm using here. Look how lovely that disc looks. It's better, guys. It is actually doing a better job playing through the rough sections of the disc. It's still glitches, but you know what it's not doing? It's not completely freezing and turning into a motion block rainbow mess. So the lubrication is doing something, but as I feared, this disc is just way too blown up. It's got too many pits and scratches on it, and it's not gonna happen. I even went to a scene later in the film. This one was really bad. This spot in the movie, it just froze up completely. And I was like, I would try to fast forward and stop and play and all that. Nothing would happen. But now that I've lubricated it, when it gets to this part of the movie and it starts to glitch, like I said, it doesn't completely go rainbow motion block show, but what it does is like the audio stops playing, right? But if I hit the pause button and then I hit play, it resyncs and starts playing again with no glitches. So yeah, it's a really, really bad disc with a ton of pits in it, and it's gonna need to be replaced, but at least the playback has improved. It's able to get further in the disc, and more importantly, I can hit pause, hit play, and it starts playing smoothly again. So yes, this is an improvement, and I definitely need to figure out a better way to use this thing when I'm trying to, play my movies in it and not screw them up the way I have, because as I showed you, the condition of the disc is just dreadful. And I need to just, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe, however I'm cleaning these, I mean, you really shouldn't need to be cleaning them if you handle them properly. I guess I'm not handling them properly enough. Obviously that disc has been dropped. It's been dragged across the floor. I don't know, it has scratches all over it. So this lubrication does help. It will make rough areas of playback better. And it may even do, like I said, I was able to recover playback with play pause. So I will say this isn't complete garbage. It's not that hard to do, guys. I think you should give it a try. Thanks for watching.